Girls are not exposed to STEM, especially girls of color. Thus, the STEM Impressionists have shared STEM activities, giving exposure to the underrepresented kids in our local community, Belvedere Elementary School. In the STEM field, 74% of practitioners are male, only 26% are female, 2% are women of color. We invited 3 panelists to speak to students and parents that were a well representation of the underrepresented population of the STEM field and the composition of the students at Belvedere. 2 of the panelists are SWE engineers Heather Rosario and Aisha Lori from the Baltimore, Washington section. The parents were able to discuss topics related to real-life events about their children, like dealing with the inequality of females in the workforce and setting a digital footprint while also being informed about STEM. The objective is that parents could better assist their children both mentally and educationally that will effectively support a pathway to success.
Marketing techniques we used to get students to come to our event. We created posters and promotional videos that were presented at Belvedere during the weeks leading up to the event. We also had some middle schoolers visit the elementary schoolers to answer any of their questions. An SGA officer presented a speech to inform the students about the event. To go along with this, we sent out forms for students to take home with them. Additionally, we sent out invitations to those who registered to get them excited.
A STEM day with engaging hands-on engineering activities for 5th graders at Belvedere Elementary School. At the end of the day, students were given engineering kits to take home so they can continue to explore their interests after the event. This addresses a community issue of lack of exposure children get in terms of STEM and engineering, which causes a lack of diversity. This event specifically targets young potential female engineers from different cultural backgrounds to support them to continue learning and pursue engineering or STEM careers, which increases the diversity in community.
Overall, we had 30 participants who were in 5th through 8th grade. The elementary school students were from Belvedere Elementary School, while the middle school students were from Glasgow Middle School.
In terms of volunteers, we had 12 high school volunteers helping out and translating at the event. These high schoolers came from a variety of schools. According to the surveys, 97% of the students rated the event as an A or B, and the remaining did not give a response. This also shows that afterwards, students felt more empowered to learn more about engineering and picture themselves as a future engineer.
STEM into spring activities had extensive engineering, and 94% of students passed their post-activity questions. Engineering a catapult and understanding concepts of distance and displacement. Students also got to learn about electrical engineering through Serappy circuits. They utilized physics topics such as positive and negative charges and energy to build circuits. It was taught through acid-base reactions and solutions at the chemical rocket station. The robot hand activity demonstrated prosthesis and helped students understand robotic engineering. Students also got to learn about the design cycle using the balloon car activity. It allowed students to use block coding to navigate a course for the Dash robot. Students went to the LED flower after Serappy circuits activity to apply what they learned about circuits and energy transfers. The neuroscience activity also allowed them to explore biomedical engineering. This activity allowed students to design a boat out of foil and test the structure in water using pennies. Finally, we finished with mechanical engineer Rod Newhouse learning about car design. At George Mason University's Youth Engineering Conference, we got to interview the woman who put it together and learned how we can plan for STEM into spring. We also got to meet a future panel member, Aisha Lori. After STEM into spring, we went to DC to talk about how we use their matching funds to help implement the event.
Within the marketing section, there wasn't enough material being produced efficiently. This caused issues because the work was not done in a timely manner. There was inadequate advertisement for parents and students to see. The leadership team had a series of meetings to discuss and resolve the core issues: team member accountability, related consequences, and product excellence. The resolution, based on our newly acquired understanding of the interconnectivity of our efforts, concluded with the creation of a team to-do list and an understanding of why and how we need to hold each other accountable for our commitments.
There were 4 main purposes of the budget. We first wanted to track our expenses, and because we had obtained 2 $1,000 grants from Society of Women's Engineering and Girls Computing League, we wanted to distinguish the two by utilizing our Society of Women's Engineering's funds on our immediate on-site purchases while focusing our Girls Computing grant on our long-term purchases. We also wanted to know the cost per activity, so when we do this again, we know what we have to buy and how much it'll cost. This budget has formalized our ability to track our expenses now that we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
For our legacy, we plan on continuing to host STEM into spring, and we presented at the Bright CS Camp and the Nova Maker Fair. The A-Blast and the FCPS Online News wrote about the event. Thank you.